welcome. You've made it to day 5, that's amazing. You must be really proud of yourselves. It's difficult to commit to doing something every single day when we have really busy lives, so you've made it to day 5, that's amazing. So today our intention is going to be trusting yourself. And even though we haven't been doing power yoga up until this point, just the act of starting something new and coming to the mat every day, you might find actually you are a little bit achy, or you are aware that you've got muscles that you haven't used for a while. So today is going to be all about the stretch and using your intuition a little bit. So trusting that you know what's best for your body. So actually today's practice is going to be completely on our backs. So if you'd like to start by getting yourself comfortable on your back, you might want to pop a towel or a blanket underneath your knees to start with. But if you just like to come down onto the mat, close your eyes, just take a moment to get yourself into this moment where it's literally just you and your mat and me, of course. And I would encourage you to do today's practice with your eyes closed, but of course if you want to peek at the video, that's what it's there for. So let's together take in a great big breath in through the nose, and then a really big breath out through the nose, letting everything go. I'm going to start this practice. We're just warming our body up a little bit before we start some really big stretching. So just move your feet to the right bottom corner of your mat and bring your arms up and over to the right side of the mat. So you're making a bit of a banana shape, and just notice how you feel. Don't overstretch, and then just slowly come back to the centre, moving the arms first and then the feet, and then we're going to take it to the other side. So feet to the left hand corner of the mat, arms the left hand corner. Again, just notice how you feel. Don't force anything, just feel the stretch. Release everything back to the middle, bringing your knees up to your chest, just hugging them into your chest a little bit with your hands. And then as we release, we're going to do a full body stretch. So we just release everything out, hands over your head, point your toes, stretch like it's the first stretch of the day, as far as you can, and then relax everything. And we're going to do that again. So feet and arms to the right side of the mat into that banana shape. Maybe it's a little bit bigger stretch this time. And then walking it all over to the left hand side. Noticing how this feels different from the right. Bringing the knees into the chest, hugging them in with the hands. And then a full body stretch, pointing those toes, stretching those fingers as long as you can. And then bringing everything back to a comfortable position, hands by the sides of your body. You're doing really well, well done. Okay, so now we're going to bring our knees up, feet as wide as the mat. Again, peek at me if you need to, bringing the knees in and just allowing them to rest here. We'll take a few deep breaths. This is called a constructed rest position because although it is resting, the muscles do need to work to keep your legs in this position. And then we're going to move the feet towards the bottom, as close as you can get them. And don't worry if they're not right close, get them as close as you can. We're going to have our hands so the palms are down. And this first one, as we breathe in, we're just going to push our pelvis up off the floor, and then as we breathe out, release down. Now the next time we do that, as we breathe in and push our pelvis up, we're going to take our arms up and over our heads into a stretch, hold it for a moment, and then breathe out, bringing everything back down. Making sure that when you're doing this, you're keeping the chin tucked into your chest to protect your neck. So breathing in, pelvis up, hands up, over your head into a stretch. And breathe out, releasing everything back down to the ground. Okay, let's do that again. So breathe in, pushing up, arms up over your head. Maybe your pelvis will lift a little bit higher this time. Pushing down with the feet. And then breathing out, bringing everything back down. Last one, breathing in, pushing your pelvis up, hands up over your head. And breathing out, releasing and bringing everything back down to the ground. Bringing those knees back up to the chest. Maybe rock side to side a little. Get your back comfortable on the mat. Giving yourself a little hug. We're on day 5, we're doing amazing. And now we're going to come into Happy Baby. So for Happy Baby, you're going to be holding, if you can, your big toes, and your knees will be going towards your armpits. If you can't hold on to your toes, that's fine. Hold on to your ankles or pop your hands just underneath your knees. But you want to have your feet looking at the ceiling if you can. Once you've found the position that's comfortable for you, just close your eyes if you haven't already done so. I'm just going to stay here for a moment and breathe. And then very slowly, bringing the knees back down to the chest. We're going to lower the left one to the floor. We're going to put our palms down onto our mats. And we're going to push the right one out like a piston, so it doesn't actually go onto the floor. And we're going to bring it back into the chest. Push out like a piston, allowing it to hover, keeping your chin tucked to your chest, bringing it back in. Last one, pushing out like a piston, allow it to hover, bringing it all the way back in, placing it on the floor. Leaving the right one on the floor, we're going to bring the left knee up, and again we're going to push out like a piston, hovering it over the floor, keeping the palms on the mat, keeping that chin tucked down onto your chest, bringing the leg back up, pushing out like a piston, allowing it to hover, bring it all the way back in, and last one, pushing it all the way out, keeping that foot active. You'll notice that your core is engaged, whether you engaged it or not, the muscles are working. Bringing it all the way back in and taking the foot to the floor. Well done. Just come back into that constructive rest again, so feet as wide as your mat, knees together. Just take a few deep breaths, noticing how you feel, even though we're laying down and stretching,
the body still warms up. You're still working the muscles. And now what we're going to do is called legs up the wall, and you literally can move yourself if you'd like to so that your bottom and your legs are resting on the wall. Or if you want to stay on your mat, you can just bring your legs up. You might want to just hold them behind the knees. Don't pull, just hold so that your legs stay up. If you have had a yoga practice for a while, and this is a refresher or something you're familiar with, you can take your block, pop it underneath your sacrum, and then bring your legs up. Whichever you choose to do, I think I'm going to stay like this today. Find that position and close your eyes and allow your body to enjoy this asana. This is really good for sending blood to the brain to help your brain work. It's also really good if you have been travelling, not that we can travel much at the moment, but if you're lucky enough to travel, then a quick sit by the wall and popping your legs up does the world of good. If you're doing this unassisted, no wall, just a block, you might notice that your legs begin to tremble. That's okay, that's normal. That's just your body working. And then wherever you are, whichever version you chose to do, very slowly start to come out, and we'll meet on our mats, on our backs with our knees at our chest, giving ourselves a little hug. To allow the feet to fall to the mat, taking our arms out to the sides, and then we're just going to drop our knees towards the right, looking to our right hand, allowing our body to have a supine twist. And then engaging the core muscles, bring those knees back up and take the twist to the left, looking at the left hand. Notice if this side feels any different. You might notice that I have got a block underneath my left hand. That's because sometimes my left shoulder is a little bit unhappy, and this just allows me to do the pose without causing any damage to my shoulder. The knees back up to centre, dropping the arms back to your sides, and then we're going to windshield wiper the legs so that they're flat, which just means that you're rocking your legs backwards and forwards. Take a peek if you need to, and as they go down, they straighten out until you're laying down, and then just finish by taking the feet windshield wipering or rocking backwards and forwards until you find yourself in Shavasana, closing the eyes if you haven't already done so. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and a really deep breath out through the nose. And allowing all your muscles to relax. Tell your brain to tell your muscles that they can just melt into your mat. If you found that your mind has wandered off to the next job, just try and bring it back so you can enjoy the last few moments here before you have to get on with your day. And as always, if you want to stay here a bit longer, you're very welcome. Otherwise, we're bringing our hands to our heart centre. I hope you've enjoyed trusting yourself. Hopefully you're learning a little bit about yourself now. I've enjoyed day 5 with you, and I will see you tomorrow.